After hearing the apology from Chief Myung-hoon, I stopped beating him. As soon as I stopped beating him, I looked around. Director Kim, Chief O, Deputy Manager Kang, Deputy Manager O, Manager Kim. Everyone is looking at me with fearful eyes. Among them, Director Kim speaks to me with a trembling voice. Deputy Manager Seo, no matter what, beating a fellow colleague to that extent. Before he could say more, I said, "Yes, you're right. I'm sorry." But I was so angry at the moment. I apologize for startling everyone. And after all, I was the driver, so I apologize for not doing more at that time. I bow neatly to Director Kim and the other employees and apologize. After hearing my apology, Director Kim asked me to apologize to Chief Myung-hoon directly. In fact, except for Director Kim, I will see none of the other people again. But Director Kim and I will stay together. Director Kim, if you learn martial arts, you will reach the pinnacle of the world. Of course, only in the world of martial arts. If I actively support Director Kim, maybe some benefits will fall to me. To do so, I need to be good to him from now on. After bowing to Director Kim again, I helped Section Chief John to get up and said, "I'm sorry, Section Chief John. I was too harsh. I truly apologize. You son of a..." As I show humility again, Myung-hoon, who seems to have regained his spirit, glares at me. But as my eyes turn fiercely cold, he eventually avoids my gaze and shuts his mouth. Anyway, it looks like a forest for now. How about we walk out and find a nearby village? Director Kim looks around and suggests. The sky is dyed crimson, looking like the sun would set soon, and the wind is getting colder. Logically, Director Kim's words make sense. However, common sense has no place in this world. Immortals fly wild and try to secure their immortality. And the only rule that exists in this world is the strong devour the weak, and the people of this place will fight against each other for wealth and glory. That is this world, and the forest we have fallen into. I recall the memories from 50 years ago and think of the name of the forest. Ascension Path, ascending to immortality. It's said to be the best place for many demons and cultivators to ascend to immortality, a place where the spiritual energy of heaven and earth gathers the most. There are no villages, cities, or states near Ascension Path. Therefore, what Director Kim is trying to do is meaningless. After thinking this, I said to Director Kim, "The sun is setting soon. How about we set up a shelter somewhere safe?" After hearing this, Director Kim says, "You are right." Chief Myung-hoon, who heard this, says, "What about our car?" He asks, "There are a lot of things in the car. We packed." When I heard this question from Chief Myung-hoon, I didn't refuse searching for it. However, the car is gone, even though I know the car is lost and it won't be found. It only suggested splitting into 2 teams. One team searching for the car and the searching for a shelter. Of course, I know because I returned to the past, but they wouldn't believe me if I said the car is gone. Instead of draining my energy trying to convince them, it's better to just let them look. Then let's split into teams. One team will look for a place to stay, and another team will look for the car. Let's meet back here before the sun completely sets," I suggested. After acting like searching for a shelter, I went to the cave I found naturally in my previous life. My colleagues took it as my great luck, however, it inevitable. Then we prepared for the night, and at night we light a fire in the V cave and sit around it. While sitting around the fire, a female colleague raised a question about how she couldn't understand why they were safe, and the car was gone, even though the car and they were in the same landslide. Director Kim, who also heard this, raised the same question at that time. Another female colleague was enthusiastically eating a fruit, I gathered, praising its taste. After hearing this, the tense atmosphere became somewhat relaxed, and I replied to, "I have plenty of them. Everyone can have as much as you want." Watching this, Director Kim and Deputy Manager O start eating the berries I had picked. Deputy Manager Kang and Chief O also happily ate them. After eating them, Director Kim praised me for some time. Only Myung-hoon looks at the berries with displeasure and lies down first, claiming he's tired. Haha, this is something we should be grateful about. Even though we are in a serious situation, thanks to Deputy Manager Seo, we're having a good time. Director Kim said to everyone, "I always knew from the company how diligent he is. I heard he was tired from driving because he worked the night shift the day before. After hearing this, my colleagues, one after another, started praising me. Our deputy manager is really diligent. Ah, thanks to Deputy Manager Seo, it feels like we're camping. Indeed. We all spend the night in a lively and friendly atmosphere. I too laugh heartily, chatting with my colleagues. It's a night to laugh and chat because it might be our last. I thought, moment together. The next morning. As soon as I smell the dawn air, I wake up earlier than anyone else. Memories from 50 years ago begin to come back vividly. The first day, after wandering through the forest all night, we barely found the cave and collapsed. The next morning, it came. Despite 50 years passing, the fear, shock, and pain from that time is still vividly terrifying. I open the windbreak outside the cave and start heading out. It's just before dawn. I wander nearby, gathering herbs good for stopping pain and bleeding. The herbs are in incredible condition, thanks to the forest full with energy from the heaven and earth spiritual energy. These are more like spiritual herbs than just medicinal ones. And after a while, the owner of this territory arrives with a leap, a creature as big as a house, with 3 tails and eyes burning with blue fire. It's a white-furred fox. Shiver. The intimidation of the forest's owner and the events from 50 years ago make my body tremble. I stutter, biting my trembling lips, and slowly bow to the fox. Once, twice, 3 times. It's the triple bow required when meeting the owner of the forest. The fox, as large as a 2-story house, looks at me with its fiery blue eyes and speaks, a unique scent from a human. In my thousands of years, I've never encountered a human with such a scent. I tremble in anticipation of what this monstrous fox might do. The noise created by the fox wakes up my colleagues. They all were terrified of the fox. Everyone, show respect to the owner of the forest. Don't just stand there. Kneel down. I shouted to everyone. At that time, the monstrous fox rolls its large eyes in displeasure. You humans always seem to possess pitiful intelligence and terrible rudeness. Normally, I would tear off 1 limb from each of you. But since one of you knows how to respect the owner of the forest, I will forgive you. The monstrous fox's gaze falls on me, who had knelt and respectfully bowed. As I shout to kneel down, the others blankly stand there and then terrifyingly kneel down to the fox like me. The fox's eyes meet mine. A human who knows respect. I will not punish you hastily, but you must pay the price for being in my territory, and one of you shall offer your hands to me. When I heard this question, I was relieved because in my past life, when everyone saw this monster and screamed in panic, we all almost ended up dead, having angered the fox. But it seems like the fox appreciates my manners this time. Now, who will give me their arm? The fox impatiently asks. Even though the fox asks this question, I was still in my thoughts and was feeling better because it's not all our limbs like last time. Just one person's arm, and that's all we need to sacrifice. Even a lost arm will be healed by the cultivators who'll appear 2 days later. Plus, I've already prepared an herb that'll reduce the pain after considering the pros and cons. I said I will sacrifice my arm. The fox who heard this was very happy and took a bite of my arm. All of my colleagues were terrified and disgusted by the scene. After the fox took part of my arm, I looked for the herb and swallowed it, crying. Later, the fox that swallowed my entire arm licks its lips with its tongue. I thought it might taste different because of its unique scent. Turns out, it's not much different from ordinary humans. There's a lot of impurities in the blood vessels, making it rough and leaving a bad aftertaste. I offer this humble tribute. I accept your tribute and permit you to stay in my territory for 7 nights. My divine power has infused you, so you shall not die from this wound. After saying so, the fox leaps away and disappears into the forest. After the flyaway to the forest, all of my colleagues hastily runs, and to me, and was going to ask about my health. However, before they could ask anything, I asked them to stop their conversation outside of the cave and to take me inside of the cave. Supported by the 2, I returned to the cave. Then I mixed truth and lies to tell them what happened. I pretend the knowledge I already have was what the fox had taught me. This is not the world we used to live in, but a completely different one, inhabited by immortals, cultivators, and martial artists. And this world is also known as Murim. Anyway, the owner of this forest demanded a tribute to allow us to stay here temporarily, so I offered my arm. This should keep us safe in the forest for a week. After hearing 1 week, they all asked together, "A week? What happens after a week?" I replied them. "After that, we'll have to offer another tribute." After saying this, I felt asleep due to pain and fatigue. When I woke up, I heard the argument between my colleagues about who will offer their arm as the offering for the fox. At that time, Section Chief Jeon Myung-hoon was suggesting to sacrifice my other arm as the next sacrifice for the fox. Will our protagonist be betrayed by his colleagues and used as the sacrifice for the fox? Let's look forward to it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.